Okay.
Live again. Oh, and I think this is saying share it. Share now, yeah.
To the,
Yes. There we go. Hello, evening. Thursday night again. Welcome to Somerset on a very rainy Thursday. Thanks for giving up your time again. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to wait a few minutes until a few of you gather. Good evening, all. Nice to see you. Yeah, as usual, I'll say the same old stuff, but please like and share this post as much as you can, please. And if it's your first time, press like. If you've been here before, please hit love. Let's see those love hearts if it's your first time. PayPal link is open. It's paypal.me/JepSongs. Yeah. How are you all doing? How's the third lockdown going for everybody? Yes, I know. Yeah, not helpful being the weather being particularly wet today, but there we go. Lots to talk about tonight. So tonight is a Viewfinder Part 1, a sort of voyage into the songs that are going on the compilation album. So I've worked out. I'm going to play 3 songs I've never played live before. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't quite know why I've never played them live, but they are. I thought I'll give it a go. I'm kind of getting a little. I don't want to just keep on playing the same old stuff. So I'm playing some slight rarities tonight, so that should be good fun. If I can remember the chords as usual, that sort of thing. So yeah, I hope you're good. Let us know where you are in the world. That's we like that a lot. So if you're on a different continent, or you're in the Americas, or the exotic Middle East, or wherever you are, whatever, you know, let us know where you are, please. Or in the UK, just as important, obviously. So yes, all good. How are we doing? Yeah. I mean, what's my count so far? 180. Okay, we'll just wait a few more minutes now. So yeah, thanks for joining us on a Thursday. I know it's a big ask with all the distractions and all the rest of it, but it's great to be here. Loved it last week. I'm hoping that we aren't having any dropouts. Let us know if you're having a rubbish time with the signal, but it seems to be all right for the moment. We sort of drastically reset all our stuff earlier on, so hopefully it should be fine. Yes, and if you're watching this live, I know people are getting a bit confused about this, but if you can comment with the number 1 in the sections below, or if you're watching on repeat tomorrow or further on in the week, please comment with a number 2 if you wouldn't mind. Official website, tobyjepsonofficial.com. And this goes on YouTube after the fact as well, which is at Toby Jepson Official. So there we are. So I think maybe should we get started, do you think? Is it? Okay, 200 of you wonderful people. Okay, so I'm going to start with an old traditional favourite, and then we'll sort of go from there. But this is one that I wrote. It was one of the first songs I wrote for the Refresh EP with Nick Dunn, and turned out really, really good. I took the song in as a kind of simple idea, and Nick's help on the song, which was really fundamental, was he said, "Oh, why don't you double up the timing changes on the chords for the chorus, and that could be the chorus," which is what we did, and it worked out great. Here you go. Let me hear you, come on. There we go. Good evening! How are we doing? Very cool. Okay, so for those who didn't see the very, very beginning, welcome. Thanks for being here again. I hope the signal is behaving itself. Oh, very, very good, 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 good. So we've got over that demon. Yeah, please like and share these posts as much as you can. Let us know where you are in the world. We love that. Like I say, my PayPal link, paypal.me/JepSongs is open. So yeah, it's the Viewfinder evening. It's Viewfinder part 1. Thought I'd play a few songs on this compilation just to explain what the compilation is about and what I'm doing it for. Is it's kind of to draw a line under what I sort of see as my, I don't know, it's the baggy period before the end of Ignorance is Bliss and the whole Little Angel Sings, right up to where I got to before I started with Wayward Sons. And there's a whole raft of time there from essentially 1996 or the end of 1995 really, right up until 2011, 12, that sort of period, even a little bit later, 13 even, where I was writing songs and trying to sort of figure myself out a bit and trying all sorts of different styles and trying different things out. So I thought, you know, and I know a lot of you guys have probably already got the EPs and things that I did, but I felt it needed a little bit of curating and to look back on it and sort of reflectively and sort of try and explain a little bit through the process of what it was all about and how I kind of got to where I went and why some of the songs didn't come out, why I was having difficulty getting out there. You know, I wasn't in the best places, you know, in terms of wanting to go and play live. And it was a bit like therapy, really. I just couldn't stop writing. So, you know, the results were I amassed a lot of songs over a long period of time. So I thought it was a good way of drawing a line under it and sort of moving on, because I am starting to think about, well, I am starting to write I've already written a lot of songs for what will be a new solo record. I've been talking to my Patreon members about that. There's a whole process we're going to try and go through where you can follow the process of me writing the songs. I'm going to try and play some of the actual raw ideas to the Patreons, and then, you know, we can follow the process in the studio. So if you're interested in that and you're interested in the Patreon site, it's Toby and the Whole Truth is the Patreon name. So go and have a look at that if you fancy it. We also have actually a Toby and the Whole Truth Facebook group, which is a kind of essentially like a precursor to anyone who may be interested in that. So yeah, we've got it on pre-order at the moment. It is on pre-order for another 22 days, I think it is, until the 19th of Feb. There's 20 songs on it, 4 of which have never really seen the light of day before, one of which I think I'm going to play tonight. So yeah, maybe I'll just go to a few questions. Anything coming on the line?
So the furthest afield we've got so far is Bahrain. Jonathan Fletcher in Bahrain.
Jonathan Fletcher in Bahrain. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us.
And we've got someone from Germany's just said hello.
Brilliant. Fabulous. I'm going to do something really English and ask Jonathan, what time is it in Bahrain? That's a real...
What's the weather like?
As if we didn't know. But yeah, there we are. I've got some on the sheet here. Just want to sort of mention a couple of things. Do you like the display tonight? Still got the digital Busker Return to the Kitchen sign. We've got some posters coming for that, and also I'm thinking about doing it as a T-shirt. We've got this whole thing going on. That's a Stuart Dilly original. That thought of bringing a bit of Pulp Fiction there. Got a collection. I was feeling very Queen tonight, so that's some classics there. Noticed a little Moe Chandon from Killer Queen there. Hey, hey. No flies on me, folks, no flies on me. Yeah, got a bit of Ridley there. Yeah, David, you know, it's all sort of, you know, all the friends all gathering round. So, okay, so we've got a few shout-outs here. Hi, from Paula Marshall. Hi, Toby, can you wish my great and very dear friend, Kerry, a fantastic birthday? Kerry, have a great birthday from Paula. Okay, yes, it's from Jeff. This is from all of the sort of Wayward Sons family, and a lot of people that know Claire Ellis Hemingway. Let her know that we're all thinking about you, because I know that you sadly buried your grandma today, I think it was, and she was at the ripe old age of 102. What about that? That's amazing. That deserves a round of applause, I think. There we are. A round of applause. That's fantastic. Amazing. Very, very sad though, I'm sure, of course. But anyway, here we go. So Leonard Hogan, any thoughts yet on a support act you'd like to do for Wayward Sons? We were talking about that today. We've got a few people's names in the hat, so yes, we're looking at that. You know, and we got some ticket figures coming through today, and I'm absolutely blown away that people have been buying tickets, given the fact that we are where we are at the moment. So it's looking good. So I'm really chuffed about that. Hang on, what we've got here? We've got a question here from Sarah S. Mac McConnell. I don't know if I've pronounced that right. Through these lockdowns, has it affected the songwriting process? Have you been more inspired or less? Cheers, Toby, keep up the good work. Thank you for that. Well, Sarah, I think really every part of a songwriter's life or an artist's life that impacts, no matter what it is, goes into the work one way or another, whether it's just kind of like the mood you're in, or whether you directly take a point of reference from something that's happened, or whatever. You never stop absorbing what's going on. That's part of it. In fact, actually, an awful lot of the work that you do, or the important work I think I do, is when I'm not playing, when I'm actually just thinking, or I'm reading a book, or I'm walking down the street, that sort of thing. That's often when the juices start flowing, so to speak, and all that. But so I don't think it has. I think it's just another life experience, you know. Anything coming through that your end there, ladies?
Keith Steen's asking who's the picture of Granny.
Well, the little picture,
yeah.
That's my wonderful grandma, who sadly passed away a few years ago. I was born in her house. Oh, can I put that up? I was born in her house in DeWint Avenue in Lincoln on her birthday. So we share the same birthday. And 9th of October, and she was amazing, as all grannies are. But wonderful woman, and incredibly selfless, and I learned a lot being her grandson, etc. And brilliant. So she's accompanying me on these performances, because she was musical as well. Actually, the only other musical person in the family, I think. My granny used to sing for the Sally Army and used to play piano for the Sally Army in Lincoln and in Birmingham, I think, as I remember. That's where she was born and brought up. So there we are.
She loved a buffet.
Hey?
She loved a buffet.
She loved a buffet, yeah. When we used to go and visit, the kids always remember it. We used to go to her house, take the kids down there, and there'd be every kind of meat you could possibly imagine. From worm steaks right up to an elephant's foot, and everything in between. Like that. And but she never had any greenery. It was all roast chicken, sausage, God knows what else. And I can remember saying to her once, this is true, I said, have you got any salad, Gran? You know, and with all this meat and all this bread and all this was piled up, and she was tucking in. And she said, oh, there's some in the fridge. So I went and got it out of the fridge and put it into a bowl, and I sort of arranged it with some tomatoes. And I offered it, I said, do you want some of this? And she went, no, I don't touch the stuff. Brilliant. Oh dear. Oh yeah, I'll share that with you. Anyway.
We're vegetarians now.
But we're vegetarians now, so we have, we have every kind of faux meat, from faux worm steaks to faux elephant's foot. And all that in between. There we are. So, so I thought I'd try something. This might be a complete disaster, and if it is, I'll start it again. Because I've only been working on this today. I thought, I haven't ever played this one. This comes from the Raising My Own Hell EP, which was the last thing I recorded before I kind of went off and did, obviously, Wayward Sons. And I actually brought this in for Wayward Sons, but we didn't try it. Well, we tried it, but it didn't kind of seem to work. But I've always really liked this. It's a bit of an odd one. But I've got to explain the song, because when I released the EP, I got a review in the NME, and this particular journalist said, oh, it sounds like Toby had a really terrible upbringing. He's talking about how awful it was and how he was violent and all the rest of it, which is the narrative idea of the song. But actually, this song is about, I remember watching a TV programme, and it was around the time that the Columbine, it was in reference to the Columbine shootings, and these young teenagers, often from affluent backgrounds actually, or from middle-class American backgrounds, with weapons going into the schools and creating havoc and those terrible murders that happened. And it just got me thinking about that kind of process. How does somebody of a sort of a teenage life, how do they get to that point? What does that all come from? And it's the nurture-nature discussion. I mean, I watched that thing about the Nightcrawler last night on Netflix, and you've seen it, absolutely harrowing. Richard Ramirez, and how that man, you know, went through a terrible murder spree and all the rest of it in America in the 80s. But you look at his background, and he had an awful upbringing. You know, like a violent uncle who sort of was essentially abused him in all kinds of horrible ways. So I kind of just thought I wanted to talk about that. It seemed really important to make some sort of comment about it. So this is called Dear Mama. Nearly. Messed it up a little bit, but yeah, good one to work on. I definitely would like to. That's the thing about re-examining all these songs is sort of like realising that some of them kind of ought to have a bit of a new lease of life, that sort of thing, you know? So it's been really, a really nice experience sort of looking back at it and thinking, ooh, maybe that one I could use for Wayward Sons, or maybe I could put it on a new solo record and re-look at it, something like that. Yeah, so there we are. Anything coming over the ether at all, ladies?
Dean and Sai asked, what do you make of this new license being taxed for online gigs? Have you heard about that today?
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I think it's inevitable that the people that control these things are going to want to take a piece out of it. I think it's taken Facebook and a lot of the the sort of platforms by surprise how quickly, as a group of a community of people, musicians and performers organised and realised the potential. You know, because look at this, you know, I don't know how many people we've got watching tonight, a couple of hundred people, whatever. You know, to get that 200, 300 people into a club at any time of the week, on a Thursday night in the rain, you know, ordinarily, very difficult unless you're a big artist and people really want to go and see you. So I think there's a kind of realisation that access through social media is a real good entry point for a lot of musicians. And, you know, we haven't got any choice, but it's inevitable when people sniff money and they can start to see how people are making money out of it or living out of it, that there's people going to start wanting a piece out of it. It's one of those things. I don't know, you know, what does that mean? It means it'll probably restrict it more. People will have to be, you know, I don't know, more careful about how they put things together. But essentially, it is a very easy thing to do. My whole thing about it is the quality. You know, we're looking to do some stuff with Wayward Sons with the release of the new record, which we finished. I finished this week, by the way, beginning of the week, I think over the weekend, something. So and we're looking at doing some stuff, but I don't want to do it unless it's absolutely high quality and there's something different about it. I don't want it to be just a band performing on a stage. We want to do other things. So there's lots of opportunity, you know. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I've just got a couple more things to read out here. What we got going on here. Tracy Palmer, I'd quite like a shout out, please. I've just passed my level 2 prepared to work in adult social service care and my food hygiene and safety courses. Well done, Tracy. Fantastic. Congratulations. Right, Charlie Power. If you could give my wife Bev Power a hello. Hi, Bev Power. How are you doing? She's been through the mill since October 19. Broke her ankle in 2 places. Ouch. This week she was told the back problem she'd had since the fall is a broken bone in her spine. Goodness me, Bev. But she's a nurse. Well, so unbelievable. I'm sure you've been working exceptionally hard and everything. So I hope you get better soon, Bev. Okay, what we got here? Jason King. Could you give a shout out to my lovely wife, Kerry King? No, I'm not married to the Slayer guitarist. It's her birthday on Thursday. Well, Kerry, brilliant. Have a great day. Have a great day. So there we are. Yeah. Anything else occurring there? Okay, no, fair enough. Well, I'll come on. I'm just going to play this next one, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff that's going on. Yeah. So this is another one. I've never played this live. This has never been out of the studio. It was a tiny little demo that I did when I was writing songs for. I wanted to write some songs that other people potentially could sing. I didn't know if anyone was ever going to sing them at all, but I did them over time, and it was part of the process of me learning how to use Pro Tools. So I wrote this song as a kind of, just as an experiment really, but it turned out quite good. And this is on the Refresh EP. This is one of the extra tracks that's never been released. This one's called Overwhelming Me. I've been waiting for so long. Am I crazy? I don't understand what's going on. I didn't see where you came from. Thought that I would end up living out my life alone. Please forgive me for seeing There we are.
Very nice,
Yeah. You know, simple little tune. A little tune, a little song, a little ditty. And I wrote quite a few of those, and yeah, I don't know, you know, it's a kind of curious thing being a songwriter. You can't stop yourself, it's like a tap you can't turn off. Just when you think, oh, I'm not going to write anymore, I've had enough of this or whatever, the song comes out. It's just a kind of process, you know, and you have to let them out. I sort of said in my song explanation in the album notes, and also on the little song explanation I did last week, we put out, it's just you don't know if it's any good or not, you never know. And part of the whole thing is letting them out and then deciding later. I think a big part of my problem over the years is I've given stuff out too quickly. I think I've done this quite a bit. I think maybe songs that weren't ready or weren't developed enough. I think that's part of the reason why I feel slightly itchy about the Viewfinder compilation needs to go out, because I need to sort of draw a line under it really in a way. Because some of the recording wasn't very high quality. I think the songs weren't developed enough, that sort of thing. But I was kind of desperate to get music out there and just be able to go and play, you know. So I guess it's part of it, you know. So I was gonna I'm gonna do this next one. This one I've always I've loved this for a long time, and I've played this a few times. Quite a tricky tune, but I sort of recorded this, again, this is around the same period as Overwhelming Me, but I played this live quite a bit, and I've always liked it. It's one called The Chosen One. It's hard to admit,
I like that very much.
Yeah, it's an interesting song. That's very, you know, some songs kind of come out of nowhere and they sort of define a kind of moment in your life. And I think really that's a particular point. You know, I was, you know, desperately trying to find a way back in and trying to write songs of relevance and all the rest of it. And it just sort of seemed to sum up my mood, really. You know, I think you can't help it sometimes. It kind of comes out in that way, you know. And I think, you know, that's part of it. Very big part of it, sort of thing. So I think coming over the ether there.
Dad, quickly, sorry, would you shout out Sarah Richardson and her daughter Eloise, because I teach Eloise singing.
Ooh.
And I taught her a lesson tonight and she did really well. And I just
Sarah Richardson and Eloise. It sounds like you had a great lesson and best teacher over there. So
yeah, if you want to sing lessons.
yeah, yes, Maddie's doing singing lessons if anyone's interested. So right, yeah.
So this is important.
Go on then.
Phil Essex, his son Elwood wants to stay up to watch, but Phil thinks he should go to bed.
Oh, Phil, where's the rock and roll spirit?
What should happen to
Well,
Elwood?
he's obviously got to watch, hasn't he? Come on, I mean, you know, hey, I've got the smiley face on for him and everything, right? Look, I can't come between a father and his son. It's impossible. Can't be done. But you know, I'll just leave that with you. It's, okay. Got some out here. Could you give me a shout out? This is from Michael Bruce. Can you give a shout out to my covers band Too Late to Atone, who haven't played a gig since January 2020? I'm feeling your pain, Michael. I'm barely being able to get together to practice. I know what it feels like. Missing everyone in the band and playing live. So yeah, well, listen, guys, you'll be back to it. Let's. We're not giving up hope, obviously. Things are going to take a little while, of course, but the music will continue. We know that. Rachel Ahmed, shout out for Matthew, has kept me his child protection key worker wife sane over the last 12 months. Well, there you go, Matthew. Thank you from Rachel. What else we got here? Dave Webber. Can I get a shout out for my wife, Nikki Webber? We both love the digital Busker sessions and can't wait. Thank you so much. Yeah, brilliant. And we can't wait for the tour either. It's been exciting this week. Like I said, we've got some ticket figures from the Wayward Sons tour. And I am thinking of doing a digital Busker acoustic tour at some point as well. And I'm going to get a backdrop done that looks like that. You know, but a great big one. And me and Dave are going to come out. So we think that might be something quite good fun, you know. So a few things to talk about, really. Like I say, the Wayward Sons album is done. You'll be pleased to hear. That's been great. We're mixing that now. Have you heard the single? Using up the score? Well, hey, it's draw your conclusions, but let's wait and see, because there's lots going on this record, which is I'm hoping you'll all like. So it's you know, it's a good thing. What I want to mention is that I am launching another set of lyric sheets from tomorrow. If anyone wants a handwritten lyric sheet, I'm doing another 50. And to get a greater chance of, because they seem to be very popular, which is great, but if you want to get in first in the queue, please join up to the Toby the Whole Truth Facebook group, because we'll be putting the link in there first tomorrow morning. And of course, Patreons, they get a $5 off the price as well. So if you fancy a Patreon, that's another reason perhaps to think about Patreon. Also with the Patreon thing, just to mention it again, last week we added a song and story about Unwind, the one I played at the beginning of the hour, and I'll be adding a load more of those over the next few weeks. So it's like a story about the song, and I play the song exclusively for you. So that's something. And also we're putting loads in the vault at the moment. We've got some really interesting stuff. Nice Crooks keeps coming up with these songs that I've forgotten about, or I've forgotten I've written, or whatever. And I think we've got 22 sort of like rarities in the vault at the moment. So yeah, fantastic. And also we've been doing these clubs. So I don't know if anyone who's sort of maybe thinking about Patreon, we do a live club on a Monday night, which is great fun. And this week we worked on, we talked about Ridley Scott and the songs of Ridley Scott, hence me having a book with old Ridders there. Look, there he is, sat there overlooking the whole scene. But this coming week we have got, we do a thing called Works of Wonder, where we discuss a band or their albums. But I've decided to focus this coming Monday, on Slippery When Wet by Bon Jovi, because it's absolutely one of the pivotal records in my life, and I think for a lot of people. Big changes in music happened when Bon Jovi arrived on the scene out of nowhere, pretty much. So we're going to chat about that. I mean, you know, list the songs on that record. Let It Rock, You Give Love a Bad Name, Wanted Dead or Alive, you know, Living on a Prayer. Absolutely staggering record. Still sounds as good as it ever did. So yeah, there we are. There's a few things. Like I say, paypal.me/JepSongs. My link is open. Please like and share, as we say. So yeah. So I'm going to do this one. This one I've played quite a bit. This was on the Raising My Own Hell, but I've always really loved this tune. I definitely think about. I think I'm going to re-record this one. It's called Four Letter Word.
There's a rumor going round. You've been seeing someone new. There's a rumor going round. It's too bad to be true. Yeah, but that's sweet sentiment. Feeling that we had once when we tried to become one.
Big old explosion, some confetti coming down, some dry ice, floating around. So.
Dad, everyone's saying that if you do the tour of the digital Buskers, that Josie has to come with.
You're bloody joking. I can't get rid of that sodding dog. It's got a fat leg and everything. Used to have 4 thin legs. It's got 3 thin legs and 1 fat one now. I don't know what's happened. She's either been pumping iron, or so, I don't know. It's weird. Doesn't even say hello to me in the morning anymore. Might be because she's deaf, but I'm not forgiving her for it. Anyway, yeah. So hang on, a few little readouts here. I think. Whew, there we are. Okay, so what we got here? We got Julie Warden. Hey, can I get a shout out? Of course you can, Julie. No problem at all. Well, just with the lift, I need struggling in this lockdown. I know I had a bit of a wobble this week. I think it's one of those things, isn't it? That I sort of weirdly found myself. I was in the studio and I was working on some stuff, and I thought, oh, I'd really like to take the kids and Ket out and everyone out for a meal in Bristol. I was like, oh, we can't, can we? It's like really annoying. I was like, oh, that's a pain in the backside. But because we just got to get on with it, you know. I mean, you know, it is one of those, isn't it? But I do feel your pain. But this is what this is all about. Get the community going. Have some community spirit. And feel like we're not in alone, you know, that's the thing. There's a lot of people out there who are alone in this, and there we go. So, yeah, it's the support we need, isn't it? But thank you. Not missed a Busker session yet. Highlight of my week. Oh, thanks a lot for that, Julie. John Elliott, please could you wish my daughter, Georgie Elliott, a happy 10th birthday for this coming Sunday? Absolutely. How come is she 10 already? I know. What's that all about? Ridiculous. 1 minute, the tiny little dots. Next minute, they're ignoring you and turning around and walking out of the room. That comes next. That's next. So happy birthday, Georgie Elliott, anyway. And there we are. Yeah, brilliant. Anything else coming over the ether?
Yeah. Couple of
Has Steven
birthdays.
Spielberg been on yet?
No. Sorry.
George Lucas?
No.
No, goodness me.
Sorry.
I dropped him an email and everything.
No.
Ridiculous.
Couple
Ignored.
of birthdays.
Right.
Helen Amory, happy birthday for Sunday from
Oh,
Sarah.
yes, yeah. Helen Emery.
Yeah.
Is it Emery? Yeah, Emery birthday. Oh, Helen, brilliant. For Sunday, birthday, fantastic, yeah?
Paul Patrick's birthday next week.
Ah, Geordie Paul, of course. What are you, 22? What is it, 22, 23, I'm thinking? I think we met when you were about 13, something like that, mate, you know, so.
I think this is quite a good question.
Go on.
So, I can't remember who asked it, but now that you've finished the Wayward Sons record, what do you do all week, apart from your Monday night Patreon and Thursday night Busker?
Oh, well, I've got lots going on. I mean, Patreon takes a lot of work. I mean, Rob as well. Rob mainly, to be fair. Rob does a lot of the technical backroom stuff, and because it's growing, you know, and the whole community is growing through that process. But it's not just there as well. You know, we've got a big community building on Toby and the Whole Truth Facebook group, Patreon. You know, these nights are fantastic. I'm getting loads more traffic through my website, and of course, because I do the Sunday night shows as well for Planet Rock. I mean, that takes half a day to record that process, put that show together and everything with my producer. So there's a lot, you know. I do a lot of stuff. I'm writing a screenplay and working on that at the moment with a production company. Me and Dave Kemp have been working on some music for a film as well, so, you know, processing that. I'm working on another small film project with Grant Kirkhope, who, I don't know if you know about Grant's other life, but Grant, when he was obviously the trumpet player in the Big Bad Horns, or Grant is now a world famous, really successful gaming composer. And he composed all the music for the GoldenEye platform game years ago, and also he works on Mario Kart and all kinds of things. And we've been working together on a little project, which is good fun. So things come along, you know, and also the big thing is Wayward Sons, it just doesn't stop and start with playing gigs and making an album, which is complicated enough. We've got lots of planning to do. As soon as the album gets mixed, I think that should finish by the end of next week. We've got to go into conversations about how we're going to promote it. How, you know, because obviously it's even more pertinent and more difficult now because we're in this situation and we've only got social media really. So we're trying to put some plans together for that and do some live. We're going to try and do quite a lot of live stuff with the band. You know, not just playing, but just Q&As and stuff like that. So there's a lot to look at. And I'm working on various other things as well. So my weeks are absolutely packed. I mean, to be honest with you, I actually had to stop doing the covers. I had to stop doing my autobiography because I simply didn't have the time whilst we were making the Wayward Sons album. So I'm going to try and start getting those things going again because I'm loving this community. I'm loving the fact I'm building this, and it's been a reinvention, and I've absolutely loved it. And thank you so much for all your commitment and for being so generous buying the t-shirts and the CDs and everything. And you know, I've got an awful lot to be thankful for. You know, thank you so much. So yeah, good one that, yeah. So so I want to try playing this one again. Might be a bit of a disaster, who knows? But this is the title track from the Viewfinder album. And I wrote this. Again, this was a kind of interesting song, in as much as, like, say, I was talking about the Chosen One being sort of semi-autobiographical and just talking about the anxieties and stresses of suddenly, you know, realising you're not going to be the one that's going to go to the top of the tree, sort of thing. It's a general terminology, of course, but this track was quite interesting because I wrote this at a time when I'd really got into Paul Weller, the Wildwood album, and I'd always been a Jam fan anyway. And that album came out at a really specific time, and I was really knocked out by how that record was very traditional in its recording. Sounded a lot like a lot of old rock bands actually, and it really inspired me. And I thought, hang on a minute, because up until that point I thought rock music was off the radio, we're never going to hear it again. But then you get someone like Paul Weller with his clout coming along making a record like that, and I thought, actually, this could have been made in the 1970s, you know. So I thought I'd start writing again, and it was a real sort of thing. But I'd been listening to the radio a lot, and I realised that you know, music was changing. It wasn't the same as it was, and Cooler Shaker were on the radio, and you know, Cast and all these lots of bands that were sort of, I suppose, coming out. The Queens of the Stone Age. It was all changing, and I sort of hadn't really spotted it. So I wrote this song about. And it's an idea of me looking down on, I guess, my life and the music business, and where I come from, where it was going, and how I was feeling. What do I do now? How do I catch up, sort of thing. So this is called Viewfinder. Not gone, just forgotten again. Still I stand. Are strong, I forget my head wants to go tonight. Yeah, yeah. We got the beat, I'll move my feet. There's new kids now here on my street. If I turn around, they ain't there again. I'm looking for my finder, see what I can find. I'm looking for my maybe I've been blind. Not gone, just forgotten the way. The white sky has turned to wicked gray. Yeah, yeah. Outside, the blood on the wall, and inside, so we're away from home. Yeah, yeah. But the sound is thick and the juice is cold. They carry that down in a ragged bowl. If I turn to look, will they be there again? I'm looking through a finder, see what I can find. I'm looking through a finder, find some peace of mind. I'm looking through a finder, maybe I've been blind. I'm looking through a There we go. Cool. How are we on for time? Oh, we're all right. We've got another 5 minutes. Brilliant. This is working out perfect. This is like the coolest one we've done so far. So, any questions? Yeah. What have we got?
Rod Glover asked, what's the most intimate gig you've ever played as a band and a solo artist?
Intimate. Goodness me. Well, if intimate means hardly anybody there, then quite a lot. Oh, I don't know. When I first got back, when I first started doing acoustic shows, I did a lot. I played a lot of shows where there was hardly anybody there. But so I don't know if that counts really. That's really a really hard question.
Oliver's Garden gig.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, Emma's gig in the Garden, which was great. But there was quite a lot of people there for that. To be fair, I've played. I tell you what I did do. I played at Steve Monkman's wedding, didn't I? Remember? Yeah, I played Womankind for him. Then no, Steve Monkman's. Remember? I did.
Right, you've got married.
Hey, of course he has. Steve Monkman. Of course he has. He's married to what's her face. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is just. I don't know what's going on over here.
I think you've got.
Oh no, I don't know what she's laughing at. Anyway, I played at a couple of weddings. Put it that way. They're quite intimate. So yeah, and as a band, don't know. I think actually playing the Planet Rock. The dog's here, and she's dragging her backside along the carpet. Hey, give over! Does your dogs do that? Random, yeah. So anyway, this has all gone very strange, all gone surreal. I feel like I've entered an alternate universe. Anyway, the dogs, yeah, go off, fat leg. Anyway, it's strange. Yeah, we played the Planet Rock gig online in last summer or whenever it was. That's about as intimate as it gets, I think, because it was literally just the crew. Anyway, there we are. Just a few final things. Here we go. Here's a few final things here. On the old what's it? Right, is it? Diane. Oh yeah, Diane Road. It's my birthday on the 30th of January, so the busking session is my social occasion. Living alone, not in any sociable. Oh, well, Diane, I hope you have a wonderful time, and I hope this helps a little bit for you. Christian Philpott, I know you've produced the Kitchen Busker CD. Maybe you've thought about studio recorded acoustic unplugged album, maybe the Way with Sons unplugged album. Yeah, it's been discussed in the past. Don't know really. I mean, I think at the moment my focus for new material, if you like, is that very thing. I'd like to make a dedicated, brand new Toby and the Whole Truth record that is specifically. Just shut up. It's just a music album with no particular genre sort of attached to it or anything like that. I just want to make a good record. So that's my kind of plan. So there we are. This is really important. I don't know who this is from actually. I don't know whether this is from Christian or I don't think it is. But there's no name attached to this. But I'm going to do it anyway. Could I have a shout out to all the staff at Wakefield Hospice, where I'm the senior staff nurse, for all their hard work and love during this whole pandemic. Through everything, giving 100%, I'm very proud of them. Loving the kitchen sessions, thank you. Bright spot in my week. And P.S. I first saw Little Angel as a very naive 15-year-old at Bradford Rock Palace. Don't go looking for it, it's no longer there. And then saw LA numerous times. Wayward Sons CD has a permanent place in my glove box of my car. Thank you so much. Well, that's amazing. Well, I'm sorry I ain't got your name here. I don't know whether it is Christian or not, but amazing. Everybody, like I said last week, I dedicate all of these programs to everyone on the front line who's looking after us, and specifically, specifically at the moment in the NHS and the hospitals. It's extraordinary, the lengths that people are going to look after others. It's incredible. So yeah, a massive round of applause to everyone on the front line and everyone that's, look, someone like Jeff Gibson who drives a truck, gets the stuff around the country. Just as important, it is amazing, and the sense of community that's being built off the back of all of this, and how everyone's really, most people have reacted correctly to it, is extraordinary, I think. So there we are. So I'm going to finish off with this next one. It might be a little bit over time, but there we go. Okay, as long as you don't mind hanging around. This one came top of the pile with ones that you wanted me to play, which I was really chuffed and surprised about, which is really good. So I'm going to play this. This is the title track from the Raising Mayo and Hell EP. Well, all what it is, isn't it?
Sort of So I'm raising my own head. Yeah!
Good night. Thank you for being here. I will see you next week. We will let you know what is going on with the theme. Like I say, please like and share this post. And if you watch it tomorrow, please comment with a number 2 or so we know what's going on. Oh, God, I knew it.
Supposed to come on it.
I knew it. Anyway, Viewfinder album is out on pre-order until the 19th of February. Patreon, Toby and the Whole Truth Patreon group. Go and have a look at that. Perhaps have a look at Patreon itself. PayPal.me/JepSongs is open. And yeah, brilliant. I will see you next week. Thanks for being here. Bye.